Welcome back to Off Topic. Thank you for all the support on the first video. Is really appreciated.
Yeah, the reactions are crazy.
Yeah, reactions are crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously everyone really loved it. But yeah, hopefully you like this one. Make sure you stick to the end.
We're trying something new with the cameras. So,
we are trying something new. We're trying 2 angles. So this is the first one. That's the second one. So shout out to the cameramen behind, Yasin and Sif. Shout out to them. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. Leave a like,
as always.
Comments. Use actually the comment section to tell us about stuff that you want to talk. You want us to talk about. And yeah.
Yeah, so like later in the episode we'll be talking about some current affairs. So if there's anything in particular that maybe you want to know more about, we can just speak about.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, let's jump right into it.
Yeah, cool.
What's been happening?
What's been happening this week? It's been an interesting week. There's been a lot of tech news this week.
Yeah, definitely.
A bit of a change from... Is it a change? I don't know. Last week was all about crypto. That's what all the news is about.
Crypto news. Yeah. The crypto boom is still going on.
Still going. Today's been crazy.
But yeah, there's something interesting I actually read. I wrote it down actually. So Coventry.
Yeah.
A place where Warwick is currently, where we are actually right now. Coventry is actually the first hub, or has one of the first hubs for flying taxis.
Really?
And so you know how there were like adverts for the Amazon drones and stuff. The drones like come to your house and deliver stuff.
Have they started that already, or is that something?
I don't know if they've started it, but Coventry's the first hub. But imagine flying taxis, bro. Like that's something we like.
They have that in Dubai. Have you man seen that before? It's like you can book like a quadricopter, like a 1-person thing in Dubai, and you just fly it from place to place.
Yeah, I think they have Uber does like Uber helicopters.
It's an Uber helicopter kind of service. It's
Uber helicopters.
It's so you can just book it like a normal cab, and then you just go take it from place to place.
Yeah.
But yeah, flying cars are the future.
Flying cars, man. Yeah. Like I remember, like when we were in like year 3, year 4.
Yeah.
2010, 2011, and stuff. You'd look like 10, 15 years down the line, like what do you actually expect? What do you expect from the future and stuff? Back in the day, you'd be like, flying cars, this, that, like robots.
Yeah.
And we're getting there, I mean, but yeah.
I reckon the next 9 years, the acceleration we're going to see in technology over the next 9 years is going to be crazy.
Do you reckon?
It's already happened as like, it's exponential, isn't it? Like technology, the way it just develops. The past 30 years have been crazy. The next 10 years is... Even
Elon Musk with did you see that brain chip he's trying to do?
Yeah.
He's trying to put a brain chip in like everyone's
What's
head and stuff.
What's the company called?
I don't even know. I think they started the trials on a pig or something.
On a pig?
Yeah, he put a chip implant into like a pig, and they were just testing how it reacts with him.
It's going to be mad.
I don't know what the company's called.
It's actually going to be crazy. I think the thing I'm most excited for is how robots just enter our lives.
Robots?
Yeah, I mean, they've already entered our lives, but I think, because I saw this the other day, Hamid showed me the video of, have you seen the Boston Dynamics robots, the ones that dance?
The Boston Dynamic?
Yeah, they have like robots who can fully dance. I remember when we were watching the other day. Do you know what? We'll throw like they were literally busting down. We'll throw a clip of it in the so the viewers can see it. But honestly, guys, it's crazy. It's mad.
Yeah, but it's like here's like an interesting question. Okay, so you know how when you say the word robot, it's like the first thing that comes to your mind is like a humanized machine, or like a machine in the form of a human, basically. But it's like, wouldn't you consider like the term robot is already like taken over our lives? Like, would you consider your laptop and your phone as a form of a robot?
Not necessarily. I think when I think of robot, I think of something which has some level of autonomy. I don't know. Yeah, like a robot person, like a robot animal. I'd expect it to have some level of autonomy. That's what I think of when I think like a robot vacuum cleaner. Like it just goes about and just vacuums by itself, has all of its sensors.
As in like basically a machine that can...
A self-learning machine, that's...
It's like, wouldn't you like, I would say like our phone and laptop could be considered a robot because of what Siri's voice control, stuff like that. It's like Siri's like the way your phone can talk to you. Think about it.
But I wouldn't necessarily call it a robot though. I think Siri. I think if Siri had physical embodiment, I'd call it a robot. If you could get like a physical Siri.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which just down the line is probably very likely, but I think until that comes, I wouldn't call it a robot.
But that's because we have that idea that a robot is just a humanized version. So the robot is in the form of a phone.
Yeah.
It's just Siri. So would you consider your phone and laptop to be a robot in that sense?
So. No, in that sense. Because I still, when I think of robot, like the initial thing that comes to my head is
the human.
Is it like like
human
from a cartoon,
machine.
like a humanoid machine.
Yeah, but that's the difference, man. We're saying robots are still to come.
Yeah.
Because the human machine thing hasn't come. Yeah. But I would say our lives have already been infiltrated by robots. Yeah. Because we're so into phones and laptops and stuff.
Which could be considered robots.
Yeah. Definitely
agree.
Did also talk about tech actually. Did you see the new Xiaomi thing?
Oh, the wireless charging. Yeah, like physically wireless.
Like that's the definition of wireless. Imagine like standing somewhere like 5 meters away from the charging point, your phone is still charging.
Even just sitting here, imagine there's like 6 of us in this room. You have like a central charging hub. Every single one of our devices.
Yeah, exactly.
Is going to be automatically charging.
I think we should give like an explanation of what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. So Xiaomi this week. We'll throw like a photo of it in there as well. So
definitely.
So Xiaomi have released this new charging module which physically charges it wirelessly. So imagine like here's my phone. And imagine, I don't know, this was a charger, like it'd be charging it from over here.
Yeah, or like even if you were standing there, like all the way back, and your charging port was like somewhere here.
Charging hub, it'll be charging.
And your phone would still be charging. Like that's just crazy to think about.
Crazy. I think the next level of applying it is when they apply it to cars and electric cars, because that is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'd even. Who knows how they'd even like logistically sort that out, but. I think
in you can charge your electric car from anywhere.
Yeah, so imagine when you're driving on the road, it's just
charging. Imagine if they had it like below the road.
Yeah.
Like it's just while you're driving, your car is charging. I think
someone actually had a theory about this. It's like so on the motorway, it's like proper smart motorways. I remember reading about this a while back, but I think there's meant to be trials for it in America soon. So it's like say you've got 100 meter strip. Every 10 meters there'd be like this module. So as your car drives over it, it picks up like an electrical surge. So it charges the car as you're driving along it. Yeah. Which I think is like, I don't know, the idea of that is just crazy to me. So I reckon 100%. We've still got a while for that, because you still have to have the regulation come in.
You still need proper roads. Yeah, we're talking about charger roads. You need actual roads to be built.
I think like some places you can't even get normal roads. So this is far away.
Imagine charging roads.
But yeah, I think that is it's down the line.
That would be crazy,
especially now because even today I saw Apple's pushing their market cap to $3 trillion based on the developments they're doing with cars.
Yeah, apparently they're like gonna release.
I think later this year they should be releasing some information about that, which should be a bit crazy.
That should be crazy. You gonna buy it?
I reckon Jeff Bezos might enter. I reckon he's got something up his sleeve as well.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, stepping down from Amazon now. He's got Blue Origin. Then he's got the Washington Post. But I reckon, I even tweeted about this earlier today. It just came to my head. I was like, this guy is the next Lex Luthor. Like if there's a real life Lex Luthor, it is Jeff Bezos. He's got the funds to back it, and he's got the politicians to back him as well. So I'd be interested to see what he does in his free time now that he's stepped down.
He just stepped down. He just stepped down as CEO.
Yeah, he's still executive chairman.
On the board. Yeah,
he's the executive chairman, but he has no input in the day-to-day handling of Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he probably thinks now, richest person in the world, obviously.
Nah, he's made his money. I think there is something. I think there is more to it.
Do you reckon? So like, I was seeing on Twitter and stuff. Everyone was saying, he stepped down because like Amazon was facing too many legal issues.
Nah,
and stuff like
it's not. I think it's very much a personal decision. It's come down to one of those things. Like he's got enough money. Amazon's off the ground. Yeah. Amazon can run itself at this point. So I think now he's just gonna do his own thing, whatever he's interested in. So obviously he's interested in like colonizing the world with Blue Origin. That's one thing he's doing. He likes to influence the media.
He's already colonized the world with Amazon.
Yeah.
Which person hasn't used Amazon?
Yeah,
think about that. It's actually crazy.
It's definitely crazy.
Every single person.
Even today, I saw Amazon's overtaken every other retailer in the UK market. So they're the biggest retailer in the UK.
It's just the ease of it.
It's the ease of it. It is the ease
of it. It's honestly the ease of Amazon.
Definitely.
Like the other day, I went to order something, and the fact that I could just go on my phone and place the order within like 2 minutes,
bro. I think
it comes the next day.
I think the craziest thing is the fact that a lot of people don't realize this. Like, you can order groceries for Amazon, and there's 2-hour delivery slot because they don't own them, but they've got like partnership with Morrison's for.
It actually is really good. Their service, they have every single thing.
Yeah.
Think about like every single service.
Yeah.
They have a streaming service. They own Twitch.
Yeah.
They own. Oh wait, do they own Twitch? No. Who owns Twitch?
They bought out Twitch. Yeah.
Then
so with Amazon Prime, you get some Twitch benefits as well.
Yeah. What else? They have the grocery thing.
Audible,
they have next day delivery. They have everything.
They've got sports
Kindle.
as well now. Everything. Entertainment.
Yeah, everything on Amazon.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before the turn of the century. They'll get broken down. I mean, they're a monopoly. Naturally, as these companies go by the turn of the century, they'll get broken down. There's no way. Like, if I think if lawmakers are still the same as they are in about 70, 80 years time, by the turn of the century, Amazon will be finished.
Amazon will be finished.
Yeah. Thing is, I reckon it go one of two ways. Because naturally, if you look at like the top 100 companies from the 1800s to now, the only one that's still around is Coke.
I reckon Amazon is gonna stay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because if they manage, because the way they've infiltrated into every corner of the market, they have to stay. But it just depends if regulators are going to let them stay around long enough or not. It's like even if you go back to as far as when Rockefeller owned all the oil in America, eventually they broke him up. He's just a monopoly. So it depends if lawmakers can get their pockets inside of it as well. If he's keeping the lawmakers paid, if he's keeping them happy, then he'll be able to go along. But
it's crazy, man. Yeah. Like last week we were talking about how like the amateur traders and stuff were exposing all these big time hedge funds on Wall Street. But now, do you reckon like the same thing would happen with like Amazon, Google, and stuff?
Matter of time.
I've been reading like cases and stuff. Obviously, apart of my degree, you read up in competition law that you have these regulations that step in and to monitor what Amazon, Google, Facebook, and stuff are doing. Because like, in all honesty, they're literally there's like a handful of 6-7 companies that just control the world.
They have all the data in the world.
They have all the data in the world. They control each. Like they literally know every single thing happening.
Like every think about big tech. They know your shopping habits. They know your interests. I mean, what do they not know?
It's really scary, man. Like ad preferences, it's a big thing, and it's so scary how you actually see it. We've seen it so many times where let's say we were just talking about ice cream.
Oh yeah,
we're just talking about ice cream, and then like 5 minutes later you see an advert of your favorite ice cream.
You had this happen to you earlier today, then isn't it? Yeah. We literally were speaking about a MacBook, and then randomly like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh yeah, I've got an ad for a MacBook on my phone.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like your phone is listening to you, your TV's listening to you, all the tech around you.
Now you got your microwaves, your everything, just everything.
All of it's connected.
Everything's connected. Fridges, fridges are the funniest things. Tweeting from fridges, that is
tweeting.
When I can get a fridge that I can tweet from, that is when I know like I'm levels.
You've won life.
I'm levels now.
But I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, it's Android. You
could tweet from a fridge.
Yeah, one of our boy he had one. I remember this guy just like tweeting from his fridge. It literally said tweet from Samsung fridge.
That's crazy.
Because you can fully run Android off the minute, so it's just like just download that.
The smart ones.
Just go.
The smart fridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy world.
Yeah.
Tech is a crazy space. But at the same time, like when you think, so it's like I'm saying ad preferences are a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because you talk and like you think, oh, they know so much about me. But at the same time, I do actually want ice cream. So they're giving me a source for ice cream. They're giving me an ad for ice cream.
They'll give you a slight cheeky promo in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's got its good things and bad things, I guess. But it's like, what are they doing with
it's
that
just scary. Yeah, it's just scary to think that they know so much about you.
I mean, thing is,
they've consumed your life.
Yeah, like the fears they're not, like there is some basis to have some fears because in the past, like all these big companies they've been caught out for like selling your data on. So it's like, they've said they stopped, but how do you know that they've actually stopped?
How do you, definitely.
And I think that is the scary thing. But at the same time, what can you do?
Yeah, what can you actually do?
What can you actually do? If you want to consume, you're going to have to consume knowing that they can see what you're consuming.
Mm-hmm. It's a crazy world out there, man.
I think this week's been Jeremy. What else happened this week?
What else has happened? Actually, big in politics, to be fair. There's farmers' protests happening in India.
Yeah, that's all going on.
It's really, really big. There's a coup happened in Myanmar.
Yeah.
That was crazy as well. But yeah, the farmers' protest was like, it's just crazy to read about, obviously, because India's my home country.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a lot of like misinformation flowing around.
There was a lot of information flowing around, a lot of people tweeting about it, a lot of people like raising awareness, stuff like that. But I don't know, there are like theories. So if you don't know what's happening, it's basically the Indian government has introduced new agricultural laws that basically remove any form of middlemen from the farming business, and it connects the farmers directly with the corporate retailers. Okay. At the expense of, and this is what the farmers are protesting, at the expense that the corporate retailers can pay anything to the farmers for their produce. Okay. Which puts the farmers at a risk because they can get exploited. Okay. Because let's say you're a farmer, you have a kg of onions, and you're trying to sell it to me, a corporate retailer, and the corporate retailer says, yeah, I'm going to buy that for 5. You have to accept it. Yeah. And before this, so before the new laws were proposed, farmers were protected by the minimum support price, the MSP. Yeah. Which is basically the price below which you can't sell. So that protects the farmers then. But yeah, the farmers are peacefully protesting the new laws. The farmers union, which is like the representative body that negotiates with the government and stuff, they've been demanding the government to like repeal the laws completely. Okay. But then the government obviously doesn't want to repeal the laws, but they proposed amendments to it. But yeah, the thing that's taking up news coverage is the violent protests. Yeah,
so I've heard a bit about the violent protests, but I don't know how much. I don't know what to actually believe or...
Yeah, so then there's like theories about this as well. So some people are claiming that the farmers are the ones violently protesting. Obviously the people that are pro-government obviously claiming that the farmers are the ones instigating the violence, and the farmers are beating up the police, etc. But then what the international view is, and what celebrities are speaking out against, and a lot of anti-government people are speaking out against, they're saying that the Indian government is suppressing the farmers from protesting by like cutting off the internet, etc. And then that's why that's stirring up violence, because the farmers want to peacefully protest but they can't. And then obviously so you have celebrities like Rihanna and Greta Thunberg and stuff coming in and saying, oh, this needs awareness, etc. And I don't know, it's just crazy to think that you have people raising awareness on one side, you have people raising awareness on the other side, but the conclusion is that the farmers just want to peacefully protest, and that has, in my opinion, I feel like the farmers are peacefully protesting the new laws, and there has been negotiations going on, and then the violent protests are just like, I don't know. Like, none of us know what's actually happening because we aren't there. Yeah, of course. But there are theories that the government's doing it, the farmers are doing it, or even it's just the middlemen who are going to lose out on the new laws. They're the ones doing it. But you actually never know what's actually happening.
So what is happening with the middlemen? So are they going to...
Yeah, they're getting abolished, like, completely. So, like, all the middlemen that used to buy produce and then resell it to retailers, the government just wants to abolish them.
Abolish them, okay. Yeah. Is there any particular reason why? Is it price manipulation?
Yeah, it's just it's to protect the farmers. It's to reduce the price of produce. And it's basically to bring the price down for local produce. Yeah. Because if you have multiple stages in the business where it's passing by middleman to middleman, each middleman needs to earn money, and then if each middleman earns money, then the price eventually is going to go up for the final consumer. Yeah. And then that's what the government just wants to avoid.
Do you think there's any ulterior motive with this legislation, or is literally just
The only ulterior motive I could think of was the government actually wants to abolish the minimum support price. Okay, yeah. But that's it. But then I don't see what other possible thing about. But I mean, if the farmers themselves aren't happy with the new laws,
yeah, of course,
then the government should listen to that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
they should listen to that. But no, what really annoyed me was, and I don't know if this is controversial or not to think this way, but celebrities tweeting out, like international ones, fair enough, you have your platform, you can raise awareness if you want to. Yeah. But we were talking about virtue signaling the other day.
Yeah.
If you're gonna share something, share it with like so many international celebrities came out and said, yeah, the government's doing this, the government's so bad. But then no one came out and said, oh, the government's doing this, instead they should do this.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they doing this?
Well, to be fair, do you reckon a lot of people are qualified to give that kind of advice? Or to even know what the right solution is?
But at the same time, you shouldn't spread fake news either.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
How much do you think Rihanna actually knows, or Greta Thunberg actually knows, of what's happening in India, in Delhi, amongst the protesters?
Yeah, of course.
No one knows what's happening. How do you know whether the policeman punched the farmer or the farmer punched the policeman?
Yeah.
You just wouldn't know because you're not there.
Do you know what Rihanna and Greta actually shared?
I don't know what they shared. To be fair, I saw Rihanna's tweet.
Someone try and get that up. Try and find out.
Yeah, what was Rihanna's tweet on it?
Because my only thing is, it's like, I understand. I reckon there are a lot of people out there who definitely are virtue signaling. Like, if there's, like, instead of doing actually anything useful about it, they just want to make it seem like they care. I do definitely think there are people out there. But at the same time, I think the issue isn't here. I think this is an issue of virtue signaling. I think this here is just it's just misinformation. Just fact check what you're sharing.
That's what. Yeah. So you had like so many Indian celebrities like Sachin Tendulkar and stuff, like all these Indian cricket players and stuff, and actors and stuff. They came out and said that these international celebrities speaking out is a threat to Indian sovereignty. Okay. Because if India has its own problem, India should manage their own problem.
By themselves, yeah.
That's what the celebrities were claiming. Which, I don't know. I don't know how to think of that view either, because you're telling someone else who's not a part of your country, oh, why are you speaking on my country? But at the same time, when something happened in America and stuff, you have every single Indian talking about it. Every single Indian news media outlet speaking about it.
Yeah, of course.
So at the same time, you can't say, oh, these celebrities shouldn't be speaking about India and stuff. But what really annoyed me is celebrities speak about it, but actually it doesn't solve anything.
Yeah.
Like, the situation's not getting any better by Rihanna tweeting or Greta Thunberg. It's just, the only positive is everyone becomes aware of the situation.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that's it.
Well, what do you reckon? So how long have the protests been going on for right now?
The protests have been going on, I think, for quite a while actually now. I think like a month, maybe more than a month.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure.
Has there been any progress, do you reckon, or?
I don't know. The only thing I've been reading is on the news and Indian news sources. How reliable are they?
What about the Farmers Trade Union? Have they made like a statement on it, or?
I just don't know. I have no clue. And I just know the last time I read was the Farmers Union and the government have been negotiating. Yeah. And the government has proposed amendments. And if that's the case, then farmers should be allowed to peacefully protest without any reason. Yeah. And if the negotiations are carrying on, then that should just carry on, and until they reach a conclusion that both sides are happy with.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
That should just be the case with any form of protest. But yeah, obviously it's getting attention because of the violence, etc. And people were comparing. So like in India, in New Delhi, there's like a place called Red Fort. Yeah. Which is near the Taj Mahal. Yeah. Or like somewhere near there, and basically people were saying that the people were invading the Red Fort, like they went and took over the Red Fort, and they were like raising religious flags and stuff, and they were comparing that incident to the Capitol Hill incident in the US, which is, I mean, is there really a comparison there? But I don't see the reason why you should compare situations in the first place. Yeah,
sells, innit?
It sells, but I mean, I don't see the reason behind it. Yeah. But yeah, this entire situation, like,
do you reckon it's been blown out of proportion by the media?
That's especially a tough
question. Because here's the thing. Because over the past, although I didn't know much about it, over the past few weeks I have heard when I did see anything about it, a lot of the time it was just linked to violence. Yeah. So I just instantly assumed that it was just like a very violent thing that's going on right now.
That possibly could be. If that's actually happening, then the UN should definitely step in. Yeah. All these organizations, international organizations, they should definitely step in and hold the Indian government accountable for violently instigating violence amongst protesters and like killing farmers and stuff, which probably has happened. Yeah, probably has. The news probably covered it. But yeah, I feel like you have so many sides talking, so many people giving different opinions on what's actually happening.
So many stakeholders, isn't
that as the average reader or average consumer from your average Indian, I just don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
because
enough.
I have on one side someone saying, "Oh my, like the farmers are creating the violence, this that, the farmers are on the wrong, the government's right." Yeah. And you have on the other side people saying, "The farmers are right, the government's wrong." So you just don't know. At the end of the day, the moral should be the farmers, if they are against the laws, which they are, they should be allowed to peacefully protest.
Oh yeah, of course.
Without any form of violence. Yeah. And the government should accommodate to the protesters and listen to what they're saying and then negotiate with the union on amendments.
Do you reckon there's been a lack of coverage maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Is that like Indian news outlets or just as well? I reckon there's definitely been like a lack of coverage from outside of India. But do you reckon there's been a lack of
coverage? There's been a lack of coverage from outside of India, but then you have a lot of pro-Indians that are happy with that.
Okay.
Because
it's an Indian problem, so
it's an Indian problem firstly, and secondly, you have pro-Indians that are like they don't want India's name to be defamed.
Yeah, of course,
in the world eye, like the global eye as such. And if stories like this do come up, which they have, you have people come out and say, "Oh, like these celebrities are wrong. They're just trying to defame India, etc."
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, there's definitely been lower global media coverage, but the Indian coverage has definitely been there.
Okay.
Like you see people, like everyone is talking about the farmers' protest. Like you know what's happening, but it's just you don't know what the actual story is. You don't know what's happening within the protesters, amongst the protests, amongst the protesters within the protests. You don't know who's instigating violence and what's actually the reasoning behind the protest.
What do you reckon? Like, if you've come across something to do with the Indian violence, Indian protest, what do you think the best course of action is? Like, is there any way you'd recommend to go?
The best course of action whenever there's a conflict, the best course of action is you protest the conflict peacefully. Yeah. You negotiate with the government or the required body, and you come up with a peaceful solution to it. That's it. There's no other solution to that. There's no other way you can resolve that problem.
Yeah, of course.
Violence is never the answer, and that's for both sides. Whichever side is instigating violence should never be the answer.
What about if what I'm trying to say is like, say you're someone who's come across this, like a news article or something. Is there any sort of places you recommend for people to go to try and get like unbiased information or any sort of information? Are there any sort of good source of information that you'd recommend? Because it's a developing story, so it is
a developing story. To be fair, unbiased source. I don't even know. The best news source in India is the Times of India. Yeah. Which covers everything happening in India, and I would say I don't know if Times of India is biased, not biased, etc. But as an average Indian, that's where I get my news from.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's where I need to consume my news from. So, I would say Times of India to read your news. But yeah, I feel like don't share stories, don't share stuff if you don't know what's actually happening. Fair enough. Yeah. That's what we were talking about, virtue signaling. Yeah. Like if you don't actually know what's happening in the situation, which neither of us do. Like no one actually knows what's happening in the situation. You shouldn't like spread fake news that this one's doing this, that one's doing this. You should just express your concern over the situation that something like this is happening. Yeah. Don't make statements and claims that this person's done the wrong, that person's done the wrong. If you don't actually know who's done the wrong. That's it. Yeah. But yeah, that's been happening. It's gonna continue happening. The protests.
On the topic of
hopefully it gets resolved. Soon. But yes, go for it.
I think on the topic of just the violence in India, I just think about what's going on in Myanmar as well. The coup that's going on.
That coup as well. Yeah. Did you see? So this was just as a side thing. I saw on TikTok actually. There was this video. Which went viral. So there was this like. How do you describe people from Myanmar?
Myanmar. I assume people like.
Okay, there was a lady from Myanmar.
Okay,
I don't want to bottle the actual word. But there was a lady from Myanmar, and she was filming a gym workout video right outside the government palace.
Oh my days!
So on her video, she saw that like all the military cars were driving past her to go for the coup. Like they were all lining up while she was doing the workout. So that was like the initial footage of where the army cars like literally came in and arrested the Myanmar leader. What's her name? Aung San Suu Kyi. Something like that.
If you've actually not heard about what's going on, should we do that quick rundown?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So Myanmar is a region.
Southeast Asia.
So Southeast Asia. It's near like Thailand.
Yeah.
Borders Bangladesh. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know if it borders Bangladesh.
I think it does.
Maybe actually.
So it got British independence last century, and then I think as soon as it got independence, it was run by the military until about the 90s. Then Suu Kyi, is how you say her name?
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Aung San Suu Kyi.
I think that's her name.
Yeah.
That is her name, right? Aung San Suu Kyi.
So she was she was very pro democracy. So she essentially has helped get democracy into Myanmar. And then from like the 1990s up until about, when did she win? She won an election. I forgot when she came into power, but basically she was the former president or a former leader of Myanmar until this military coup happened this week. And that was led by Myanmar's military in chief. I don't actually know that much about her, but I have no idea. Do you have any idea why he's suddenly taken over?
I don't know why they actually took over. I don't know the reasoning behind it.
It's a military coup, so he's definitely got like ambitions to be in power. I know what he said is for no. Actually, I remember why now. So Myanmar recently had an election, and then so the commander in chief, he was pro the opposition, and then as soon as the results came out, she won by a landslide. And then they were claiming that there was electoral fraud.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Then the electoral commission said there's no sign of any electoral fraud. But military, he's the commander in chief. He just rolled in and then he just took over the country. And they've announced emergency powers for a year. And then after a year, there's going to be another election.
It's crazy.
Pretty crazy situation to say the least.
I only know, to be fair, like the last time I read about Myanmar was
Rohingya Muslims.
The Rohingya Muslims.
See, this is
genocide actually was so bad.
So this is where like I don't actually know anything about. How do you say it?
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Aung San Suu Kyi. Because I know. So here's the thing. So so I know that she's pro democracy and she essentially get democracy into Myanmar. But Myanmar's because of course there's a lot of like ethnic divisions in Myanmar. So so Myanmar, it's named after the ethnic people of Myanmar. So that's what it's named after. Then you've got other ethnic groups. You've got like the Rohingya Muslims
and stuff
who've
like
essentially just been run out of the country. So they weren't given citizenship.
They're a minority group that just got
driven out of the country.
And the police were like killing them and stuff.
It
was really bad, man. That the entire episode. I think it's still happening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still happening. But I don't know. So I don't know anything about what the commander in chief has to say about that. Or
I mean, we just know that the coup's happening.
Yeah, there's a coup that's happened.
Aung San Suu Kyi's been arrested.
She's under house arrest as well.
She's in custody. That's what
I think she's even encouraged protesting as well. Whilst confined. There's a lot going on.
It's just crazy. All of this is happening, and there's literally a pandemic going on.
I think the past years,
all of this has been happening. All of this is happening right now. There's on top of it, there's a pandemic going on. Like people are actually dying of the virus and stuff. Like, it's crazy, man.
Is all of it happening, or are you just more open to it now? Has this always been happening?
True.
That's a good point.
That's actually true as well.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays
been happening as well.
You know what it is? It's maybe because the fact that like all you see in the news is just COVID. So now you're kind of forced to actually go out and hear about other stuff that's going on. Especially I've noticed in the past year, like Instagram, people share a lot of like news on Instagram nowadays. So like there's a lot of pages that have popped up. And so people sharing infographics. So I think people are a lot more involved, especially in the past year since COVID has happened, because who wants to just hear about COVID all day? So it's I think it's good. But then at the same time, you've got that opens up a channel for just a whole line of misinformation being spread.
Misinformation is a really big problem, man. We were talking about it last time as well. The concept of like sending messages on WhatsApp, just spreading news without actually knowing the situation. Misinformation is a really bad thing because you have people that actually believe it. Yeah. Like people actually believe the stuff that comes on WhatsApp, and it's scary to think that people believe it. But misinformation.
I think one of the most interesting things with misinformation I've seen recently is so AliExpress, the owner Jack Ma.
Yeah.
So there was a period he went missing basically, and there was all these theories going on.
Wait, Alibaba.
No, is it Alibaba or AliExpress that he owns?
He owns Alibaba.
Alibaba,
Jack
and then
Ma.
AliExpress comes under that.
I don't know what AliExpress
is. That two different?
Oh yeah, it's under that. It's like one of the services.
It's under.
Oh, it's just AliExpress one service.
Yeah.
I know Alibaba is the main company.
I don't know. He's got a company
Jack
called
Ma's.
Ali something.
Yes, Alibaba.
Yeah, and he's just and so he's one of the richest people in Asia, and he went missing for a bit, and there was all these theories going around about like
Chinese government killed him.
CCP killed him, and then he suddenly reappeared last week. And then
he was giving a talk or something.
What'd you say?
He reappeared giving a talk.
Yeah,
right?
I think he reappeared on national media, and it's like it was
like
just so. I think it was so wild how people were spreading misinformation about it, and it was people using that to like drive the stock market.
Yeah.
So people were just using like news about him to like drive up certain stocks, certain cryptos, and I was like, the power of misinformation is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like people just suddenly like so he's been gone missing for a while, and then there was all this. I saw a couple of things about how he's been brainwashed. He's been sent back to I don't know change the course of his company's direction. So I think they took a bit of a hit on their stocks with that. So it's mad, isn't it? Just misinformation.
It's just as I said, misinformation is just like it's just crazy. It's really scary how people believe it, but you just have to be cautious.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone watching this, be cautious. Don't get fooled by misinformation.
Definitely.
Don't get fooled by it. Always double check.
Yeah.
Anything. That
always do your own research.
Yeah,
I think
always do your own research.
It's
in
like
the situation.
Whatever someone says to you, take it with a pinch of salt, and then you go out and just try to do as much research as possible.
Just find out more.
Try and get your news from reliable sources.
Before telling anyone else the same exact story.
Yeah.
Verify it, and make sure it's actually the truth before you actually share it with someone. But yeah, that was really serious. I think we should just cool it down.
Yeah.
What else has been happening? Talking of misinformation, actually, do you reckon the anal swabs in China are a form of misinformation? Do you actually think that's happening? People are getting anal swabs in China.
I reckon so. I mean, scientifically, it's meant to be more effective.
How? How does that even work?
Well, think about the actual COVID test, how it works. You have to stick it down your throat and keep it there. I reckon. I don't know.
That's your throat.
What'd you say? Is it not just swab tests? So you do a swab test.
That's your throat.
Yeah,
this is your bum.
Yeah. And then, so I reckon, I don't know, maybe this is just more effective, innit? Just the anal swab test.
Would you get it done?
Well, I take a COVID test if I have to. I don't think I'd want to take a anal swab test. Yeah, if I have the choice to take a normal COVID test.
Nah, but do you actually think that's actually happening in China?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's happening? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Fair enough.
I don't know if it's come out from somewhere. I mean,
yeah. Let us know in the comments if you would take an anal swab ever to test for COVID.
I think you took one last week.
Yeah. Don't actually. Yeah. Don't actually tell us if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah. I would definitely not get it.
It's like a part of Chinese culture that their people will be more accepting to take like an anal swab. As in, I'm not saying that. As in, like more being like just listening to the government. More.
Okay. Yeah.
But is it listening to the government, or are they forced to listen to the government?
Yeah, you have to conform. You have to conform.
You don't know.
I guess.
Either way, if it's gonna happen.
Yeah. If the CCP comes knocking, I don't think you have the choice of saying no.
Yeah. Most definitely. But yeah, anal swabs.
What has happened this week? I thought it's been like a fairly slow week.
Has it? We spoke about so much. The protests.
I reckon, like, compared to how prior, like the past couple of weeks have been, I reckon this has been like a fairly light week in terms of what's going on in the world.
I don't know actually. Wait, how much time do we have left?
20 minutes. Fair enough.
Think about this, okay? I was actually we were discussing it earlier. Think about this. The entire reason junk food is so cheap is because it's all a government ploy. So the government make sure junk food is cheap so that people consume junk food more, so that people fall unwell, so that people end up using government funded hospitals.
Bro, guess what? You just described America in a nutshell.
I described America
in a nutshell. Yeah. like farmers the biggest thing and food is the biggest thing. So
yeah, but don't you think that's actually crazy? Like how healthy food, how healthy food is so expensive. Like to eat, like I remember we were watching like YouTube videos and we were discussing this. Like, if you actually wanted to start a diet, it's so expensive. To eat healthy, to maintain a really good diet, it's really expensive. Yeah. Compared to like ordering out every day or like just eating frozen food.
Yeah, I mean nutrition is expensive. Like I think there's like.
Why is that the case? Yeah. Shouldn't it be the alternative where junk food is, because it's a craving, it should be expensive, because like you're craving for it, so you're gonna save up money for it. Yeah, that should be the case.
I mean, if there's one thing I think the past sort of year has shown, is that especially in Western countries, governments just seem to hate poor people. So it's like
hate poor people. Yeah, that's
so it just comes down to one of those like it's like a side like. No,
the government doesn't hate poor people. They'll never show that they hate poor people.
They'll never show it.
It's just the capitalist system that you live in.
Yeah. Someone has to
that just never favors the poor, obviously, because it's capitalist.
Nah, I reckon some governments are showing that they hate poor people. Like, I think it's becoming very, very clear. So I think the whole junk food thing is, but what do you actually do about it?
You subsidize the healthy food. You subsidize healthier food. Yeah. You promote healthier food.
No, but then the whole thing is
you don't allow adverts for junk food.
The only thing about something like that is, especially when it comes to fruit, etc., especially in this country, like we don't produce a lot of our fruit.
Yeah, it's all imported. Yeah.
So when it comes to like snacks and stuff, you walk into Tesco, you can walk out with a pack of 6 chocolate bars for 50p from Tesco Value.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they make it here. It's cheap to make.
Yeah, true.
Like compare that to the price of like raspberries.
Yeah, like nuts are so expensive in this country, and I did not realize.
I can't believe a pack of almonds is like £4.
Yeah, like good almonds, like £3-4. Of course, people aren't gonna buy them. I'd rather go buy a pack of Snickers.
But look at how good almonds are for you.
Yeah, they are. But at the same time, I can go buy a pack of
Snickers.
I can go instead of buying a pack of almonds, I can get like 4 packs of different variety of foods.
It's just crazy, man. It's even like, okay, just to like isolate Tesco itself, because we use Tesco quite a bit, but it's like even the concept of the club card prices.
Oh my days! So we spoke about this.
The club card prices are so good. Yeah. But evaluate what the club card prices are actually on. Yeah. They're on all junk food. Every mini rolls, ATP, club card price.
There was an interesting point you said.
ATP for like 10 mini rolls. Do you know how unhealthy that is?
Yeah, it is unhealthy, but again, it's like.
But you're gonna buy it because it just tastes so good. And it's so cheap.
Because especially right now, people are stuck at home during lockdown. I think the timing really of the club pricing is perfect.
It's really bad. Like it should be the opposite. Like the government should subsidize it.
It's not that it's unhealthy. It's just like lower quality, isn't it? So like
no, it is unhealthy.
Stuff is obviously gonna be cheaper.
Yeah, that's definitely a different thing. Stuff. So like, you're obviously saying like the Tesco brand versus like an actual branded something will be more expensive.
Like fresh fruits, obviously they're like more like expensive to maintain. Like shelf life. Like
true.
Yeah, that is true. It's a supply chain as well, isn't it? It's just easier to make chocolate bars in a factory than it is to import some bananas in from a different country.
Yeah. But just looking at the wider image, I was talking about how it's all a ploy. It's all just a government ploy. This is a conspiracy. It's a government ploy, just so they can keep the system running.
There was
me and my dad were talking about this earlier today. If you look at the service sector, something all of us want to go into. If you look at the service sector, you always need a detriment on one side. For your service to actually be valuable. Let's take the job of a lawyer. You always need a crime happening
in order for a lawyer.
In order for a lawyer to actually function, you need people unhealthy so that doctors actually have a job.
It's a cycle. You need a problem and you need a solution, and that's what essentially that is what capitalism is in a nutshell.
But that's crazy to think about. Like the government will always ensure that there's a certain section of the population that are committing crimes or eating unhealthy, so that those services remain. Like they don't die out as jobs or become redundant. Like, don't you think that just system is crazy?
It's crazy, but how else are you going to keep the economy running?
Well, is it the system or just like human nature? Like human nature, like you commit crimes, you steal stuff. Is it necessarily the government trying to do that?
Is it human nature or is it human nature on the capitalism?
It's human nature.
It's human nature under capitalism, because you're put under that situation to commit a crime.
Yeah.
The government has kept you in a low income bracket to be living in a bad place, surrounded by bad people. So you're bound to commit a crime, because you're just grown up in that environment, because the government has kept you there, so that you commit a crime, so that the lawyers that are paying me high taxes up there can keep their business afloat.
Yeah.
It's just the system.
It's heavily policed as well.
Yeah.
I think there's an interesting area where you can look at it, and it's like a very good example is the prison situation in this country. So like prisons.
Oh, yeah, prison.
Like I did an EPQ about this a few years ago, and it's like it's just crazy in 4 years to see how prisons just haven't improved. So like technically, in this country, so the Justice Secretary, who's in charge of prisons, they have one of the most important roles in the cabinet, but it just goes completely like sidelined. I mean, to some degree, because the past 4 years have just been like it's just been Brexit and like COVID. So of course that's just gone under the radar. But it's like the thing that I think people are missing is the fact that the whole prison situation in this country is like it creates so much money. Like there's so much money that like it's profitable to have really crap prisons. Because especially when you look into how prison services are, they outsource a lot of prison services.
Yeah.
So a lot of the prison guards some of the bigger prisons, they bring them in from private contractors.
Yeah, private companies and stuff. There's like movies on that. Have you seen the movie Escape? It's who's the?
It's on Netflix.
No, I don't think it's on Netflix. But who's the actor in Rocky? What's his name? His name is Rocky, right?
Sylvester Stallone.
He's the main. He's the main guy.
Yeah.
His name is Rocky.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, his name is Rocky, right? But yeah, you should definitely watch that movie. It's like it's like his job is to test out how effective prisons are. But too bad, I actually don't want to spoil the movie. Escape is a really good movie.
But back to the point, it's like prisons is just a very good example of how it's just a cycle. You need like they're never gonna like solve the problem of prisons because it creates so much money. Like there's a demand and there's a supply as well.
It's all just a money world.
Yeah.
All just a money world.
It's all about money, and it's about. I think I always keep on bringing this up. It's about what like. Unfortunately, it's wherever the lawmakers can make a bit of a buck. That is the area. That is the agenda they're gonna push.
Exactly.
And I think it's just so funny how like I couldn't believe it when I found out a lot of the prison contractors, the companies that get the prison contracts, a lot of them are linked to the government, and I think that's just so like.
It's all just funded by the government, man. It's all just a money game, capitalist world.
Yeah. Like,
the concept of everyone succeeding at once is just
is fake.
That's utopia.
Yeah.
It's utopian.
As sad as it is, it's like it's very ambitious. Not to, I don't want to disregard anyone's dreams or anything, but it's just.
It's not about disregarding dreams. It's like the availability of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Like when you talk about everyone can have a dream and stuff, but it's like
there's always a bigger.
Do you have the resources and capable of, like, you should make the most of your situation to actually succeed in life. Like we were talking about this the other day actually, like your purpose in life, etc.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really deep conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, your true purpose in life should be what you actually want it to be. Like you should aim for that purpose. Like just find your purpose in life and just work towards that. Yeah. And that could be anything.
Yeah. I think people, the sad thing is you're always going to be limited to some degree. I always like I said, there's always just bigger forces at play, and unfortunately, especially living in like a capitalist.
That's why you shouldn't expect too much as well, right?
I don't think you expect too much, but I think you should always be ready. I reckon you should always be ready for the worst, because that way you're never disappointed. Definitely. It's like you should always take a holistic approach to things. Always think about the good things, but also be prepared for the bad things. Because if you can see them coming, you can navigate. It's also
if you can like fight through the bad thing, and actually like overcome it, it will turn into such a positive thing. Yeah. Like there's been so many bad situations where like you come out of a bad situation and you just think, it wasn't that bad. Like I got it done. Yeah. I'm here now. So it's like, I feel like all of it is just an experience. Like you'll have so many experiences in life where you'll have like an up and down, but at all times you should just remember that. Oh, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the moment, whether it's bad, good, anything. You're in it for a reason, so just enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is crazy deep. Crazy deep. This feels like a 2 a.m. conversation.
Yeah, facts.
2 a.m. conversation. It's good though. We get to share with our viewers.
Hear your insights as well.
Whoever's watching this at 2 a.m. shout out to you.
Yeah.
You can think along.
Yeah.
Dive into deep thoughts.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, on a lighter note, I'm sorry it's about COVID, but we like, it's a really small point within COVID, but you know the Dr. Fauci guy?
Yeah, the American Don.
Yeah, so he's like the head of the chief medical officer in America or something.
The clown, the clown.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a clown. He's a doctor, Dr. Fauci. You can respect him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came out and said that apparently by wearing 2 masks instead of 1, there's a higher effectiveness.
Yeah, 100%. It's like a thicker mask, isn't it?
It is a thicker mask, but
it's like if it's not getting through the first mask, if it's got through the first mask, the second mask is protecting you.
The concept. I'm sure people are fed up of wearing 1.
Yeah.
Now you're telling people to wear 2.
Was that his official like recommendation?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it down. I was like, oh, Dr. Fauci, whatever. I don't know. 2 masks to fight new variants.
To be fair, it's not like the worst thing he said, because I've heard like stupider things come out of his mouth or come out of his guy.
You really hate this guy, do you?
I don't hate
Dr.
him, but
Fauci.
I just feel like it's just a good example of sometimes.
Imagine if Dr. Fauci watches this.
If he sees this, like,
this
you
guy,
know what you think. I think you've worked out what I think of you.
Dr. Fauci.
I think you've
just calling out. You're just calling out Dr. Fauci.
I'm coming. These Americans, man. There's a lot.
Allow us. There must be so many Americans watching us.
No. I respect Americans, but it's not just America. I just reckon in this world today, especially.
I still love Americans. Shout out Americans.
There's a lot of tap leaders out there. There's so many tap leaders, and it's like.
Yeah, man.
And I'm just tired of just talking about the tap British ones. I just need to find new targets to complain about.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the coping mechanism at this point.
Nah, but what do you actually think of that? The 2 mask thing? Do you actually think it's a?
I mean,
it's a valid
do it
thing,
if you want to do it. It's like if you. It's just. I mean, it's a very obvious thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't think you need a degree to work that out. I could be wrong, but you know, if you need to wear 2 masks, wear it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to be wearing 2 masks.
Yeah.
I think 1 is effective.
Glasses as well, myth.
Yeah. Imagine myth. 2 masks with glasses on. That's a myth.
That is a myth. You know, one thing I'm quite surprised just haven't caught on: face guards.
Are face guards? Are you allowed to wear face guards?
Yeah, you can wear wherever
like
you want.
Face shield.
It protects you. And it's like I don't know why face. What'd you say? Yeah, like a visor. Yeah. Like I'm surprised. I just don't see them as much as I thought I would.
I actually have one, you know.
You actually have one for the plane.
The face shield, I got on the flight. It's like you have to
I think I was actually thinking about it because
but I think you have to wear a mask inside. You have to wear a mask and the face shield.
Do you? Oh, fair enough.
I mean, that's how it was on the flight.
Okay, fairs. I don't know. I was considering it because even the build up to term 2, because in term 1 I had some live lectures and I had to wear a mask. And
that was long, man, with my glasses on.
And I was considering term 2 getting a visor.
What do you like? I wish someone actually created a solution to
I reckon
how to prevent the condensation.
Your mask broke your glass. Oh yeah.
Your mask broke your glasses.
This is the funniest thing. He stepped outside of a shop and it just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, breaking glass is actually the worst feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have the second pair.
This guy's stressed. If the cameras were on this guy's face right now, let's.
Yeah, cameraman. Yes, and he's stressed.
He's stressed.
Stressed, man.
Isn't it crazy? Like when you put on glasses, it's like you're putting on your eyes.
Yeah. I'm wearing contacts right now, so it's so.
You're putting on your eyes.
Sometimes.
It's like you can't see for the day until.
You put your eyes in. Yeah.
Doing this thing.
Are you putting on your eyes if you're wearing your glasses?
The camera.
Oh, to see how your lens. Yeah. If you have a pair of glasses, you stick your phone to it and you autofocus it. It will show what the person's view is without glasses.
Your phone can do that.
Yeah, because the same. So if you take your glasses off.
Yeah.
And what you see
is
So the closest way that I can see what you see without your glasses on, is if I take your glass, put it up against like a camera,
Okay.
focus it. It'll be the same. The blurriness of that like camera was recording is
Yeah.
the same. It's meant to be the same as what you see. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but it makes it blurry. So I'm assuming it's.
Yeah. Yeah. That what Sif said actually stuck with me. You know, when you put on your glasses every morning, you're putting on your eyes.
Yeah, I'm blind. I'm blind.
I'm actually not. My number's not that high.
You're not
for
that
my
high?
glasses. Yes, I can see. You know.
Oh yeah, I can't see that. Mine's like -5 and -5.
That's under your mind.
Yeah, I'm blind. I'm blind. I'm blind, bro. I'm finished. Like if like my biggest fear is being out and then something happens to my glasses, because I'm finished. Like I'm finished. If there's like an apocalypse, I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm not making it out. Like I'm finished.
Yeah, so everyone back home now knows the way you defeat Nahid.
Yeah, take my glasses.
Just take his glasses
I
off.
can't see anything. I got a few other weaknesses as well, but
You can remove them at a later date. Glasses, man. How many glasses have you broken?
I've never broken any.
You're lying.
I've never broken a pair. Actually, cap. No, I've never. thing is, I've never broken a pair of glasses. One of my boys threw a basketball. Well, he didn't throw it at me, but it hit me in like year 8, and it broke my glasses.
Yeah. Have you ever you know the worst basketball injuries?
The old thumb.
Nail.
Yeah, kills.
That hurts.
Kills.
And you're like it
starts bleeding out.
Yeah, it starts bleeding, internal bleeding and stuff.
Oh, it stings so much.
It hurts so much. Even paper cuts.
Well, we just got the cue.
You got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes.
5 minutes to talk about paper cuts.
Yeah. What have you guys seen that struck you this week on?
Yeah.
I mean, surely you must have seen something on Twitter that struck you this week.
What did I see on Twitter actually this week? Twitter, it's mostly been crypto, man.
Yeah,
crypto,
it's taken over.
Football, all of that.
Yeah. What's happened this week in football?
What actually happened? We always end our podcast with football.
Yeah.
We always just end it with football.
Ronaldo and Neymar's birthday.
Oh, Ronaldo Neymar's birthday.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Ronaldo. Happy birthday to the GOAT.
Ronaldo. There's a spot. There's a spot right here for you. Right here. Ronaldo. No. Ronaldo, just know like there's a spot right here for you. Right here.
Recommendations. One Division.
Yeah. Oh my days. Episode 5.
Episode 5 came out yesterday, right?
Well, today.
Oh, it came out today.
Yeah. So by the time this comes
One Division
out,
on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Crazy.
Really good show.
Crazy good. You know, it's
really, really good.
Disney
show.
actually have. You know, they're getting all the Fox shows
Marvel,
this
man.
month.
What?
So they bought out Fox. The entire Fox library is being added to Disney Plus later this month.
Disney. I need to.
So they've got like Family Guy, American Dad, Futurama. Then they've got like loads of other big like shows like 24. There's bears of them.
Yeah. Have you watched any movies
this week?
One Division was TV.
We've been watching American Pie.
American Pie.
Yeah, always is a solid go-to.
If you're under the age of 18, don't watch that movie.
Yeah. Or just watch it, but don't tell anyone.
Nah, just don't watch that movie. Just don't watch it. Don't watch it. But yeah, what else have I watched? We've just been watching The Good Place. The Good Place on Netflix. Really good show. We'll definitely watch it.
Vikings.
I haven't watched that.
Vikings is good.
Really good.
It's just bad, just violence. It's just if you want to
just action.
Anything with testosterone, violence is just anything with testosterone. Vikings. Like Vikings just fulfills that.
Vikings or Game of Thrones.
You know how Vikings is going. Like, I'm gonna say Vikings. You know, oh my, genuinely, Game of Thrones. The plot pissed me off.
Yeah, the ending was dead, man.
Like Vikings is like you got the violence. There's literally violence in every single episode. Great character development. They're Vikings. Just can't go wrong.
Have you watched The Good Place?
I've seen an episode with you guys, but I haven't seen it from the start.
The Good Place, man. The Good Place is actually good. The entire concept of it, like heaven, hell, stuff like that. Like this is the good place. That's the bad place. You can only go to a good place if you do good things. Yeah. Can't go if you.
To be fair, I watched something similar. I don't know if you guys haven't seen Euphoria, but Me, Yasin, have been watching it.
Yeah.
Denizan saw a bit of it the other day.
That's on Netflix as well, right?
Nah, it's not.
Oh, what's that?
Nothing in the UK. You have to legally stream it, which I don't recommend you guys should do.
Yeah.
You shouldn't legally stream stuff.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Instead, watch us on YouTube.
Watch us on YouTube. But that if you've not seen that is really good. Like the colors on that, it's literally like very trivial high school American teenagers, and it's shot with a massive budget. To be fair, it's not that trivial. I think, in fact, it's not actually that trivial at all. I think about it. What'd you say?
Touches on important topics.
Yeah, it touches on some very important topics, but at the same time, you still got like these American shows are just very American. It's still just very American, but it does touch on some like really important topics.
As a last point on movies and stuff, the controversial the Golden Globes thing, the Emily in Paris thing.
This is very interesting.
That was such a controversial topic.
I think it okay, so Emily in Paris, if you don't know, it's some TV show that came out. It's about some girl called Emily in Paris.
It was created by a brown girl, right?
Yeah, who would have thought that? Yeah, it was created by a brown girl, an Asian girl, Asian woman. And it got nominated for a Golden Globe, and then there was a massive uproar about it because apparently it's just not that good.
Yeah.
Or it's just not as good as some of the other stuff that should have been nominated for Golden Globe. And a lot of the uproar was the fact that there was a lot of really great content created by people of color, and it's like, how did this about genuine issues in the sort of from
it was the entire concept of the show was about a white girl, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shows that were more about diverse colored people.
Yeah.
Just weren't nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And she was getting a lot of hate because of it.
Her response was quite funny, I'm not gonna lie.
I saw it to her. She was like,
why would I make what was it?
Why would I make a diverse show?
Why would I make a diverse show
when I can make a show around a white girl and make 20 million or something?
Facts. I'm sorry to say it, but as a creative, especially someone as a creator, especially if you as a creator of color, it's very difficult to get massive gigs like this. So although I understand why people were angry about her response, you have to start somewhere, and that is the thing. And it's she started here, and then if she's actually made 20 million from this,
fair enough to her. I mean,
she's got a good future ahead of her. Whether that's her producing stuff by herself, or she gets brought along to make something for someone else. Yeah. I think the possibilities of her making something about making something more diverse is very possible.
Yeah.
It's like a starting point. So I think the hate that she's getting is I think to some degree it's unfounded.
I don't know. I mean,
on that point, I May Destroy You got snubbed.
I May Destroy You. Yeah, that's it. I May Destroy You. It got snubbed. Not a single nomination.
Is that a movie? No, it's a TV show.
It's a TV show. Yeah. I heard this is amazing. It got completely snubbed. But again, are people surprised, man? Come on, it's 2021. These American award outlets. It's been known that this is just what they do. So
when you talk about awards, anyways, man, awards are just always rigged. We talk about the Ballon d'Or and stuff.
No, but the only thing is, it's just always.
They say it's the people's vote.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's the fact that these institutions need to be held accountable because the fact that they're sidelining a lot of great content means that there's a lot of great creators, a lot of great actors, a lot of really great people who put a lot of time and effort into these projects who don't get any recognition at all. For example, Parasite. I've not seen Parasite yet, but I know you might have seen some of it, and I know it's an amazing song.
I saw that.
And it's genuinely, if it didn't get that coverage at the Oscars, would you have watched it?
No.
What'd you say? No. From what I'm going off of course, I've not seen it, but everyone that's spoken to says it's amazing.
Movie. I saw the movie.
And it's really good. It's stuff like that.
Really good movie.
Because unfortunately, there's no denying it. But these awards have massive influence.
Yeah, but it's all rigged.
It is rigged, but it's these institutions just need to be held accountable. And
even on that point, do you reckon these big sort of award shows, award ceremonies are all sort of losing their prestige as a result?
Yeah, to some degree, Yeah. I think especially now that they've got rid of a lot of do they still have comedians come and deliver monologues during the thing, or they?
Yeah, I think they do. Wait, what do you mean comedian?
Because you know, like previously you'd have like Ricky Gervais come along and he'd
Oh yeah,
he'd
yeah.
host it.
They still have. All
No,
of
but
that.
he's not. I don't think they're doing that anymore.
But I think that's now because of COVID.
Nah, even before that, it was dying out. Like last year, they couldn't get someone. They couldn't book anyone to do the Oscars for.
Oh yeah, maybe because like it's, I don't know.
It's probably because like a degree of censorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, in an age where like, everyone is outspoken.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like with cancel culture being so high and stuff, like people are just scared that they don't want to say anything wrong.
Well, I do think like award ceremonies are losing the touch, especially now. You've got like a lot of these other. You've got a lot more outlets nowadays where you can.
I think no one really cares about awards anymore.
Would you say?
Nah, I just think no one really cares about.
I reckon people do.
Yeah, people. There are definitely people like that's probably the aim and stuff. Though, but like the hype that was around. Oh my god, you've won an Oscar! Like all of that's just died down now.
I don't think I
see where Adnan's coming from. Like it's not so much the award anymore.
Yeah.
The award will take you.
Okay, that's true.
Like imagine how prestigious it must have been back in the day. Like you've won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Like you must be like crazy. Like,
levels,
you've won an Oscar. That's amazing. Like now it's just.
But I think at the same time nowadays, the reason why I think it doesn't matter as much is because you've got the introduction. So you've got like these outlets like Netflix, Amazon Prime. They get snubbed for a lot of awards. I think the only one that I can remember recently, the Manchester by the Sea, the film with Ben Affleck's brother, Casey Affleck. Like that was such a massive thing. Oh, Amazon got nominated for was it an Oscar or one of these awards, isn't it? And that was like a massive thing. But a lot of the time, these outlets are getting snubbed. Yeah. So naturally, they don't care anyway. They just do their own thing. If they get nominated, they get nominated. So, yeah. I don't think you need awards nowadays. You don't need that recognition as much because you've got so many outlets to make media now.
Oh, is it done? Is our time done?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, that's us done for this
for
week.
Listening. As always, if you have anything you want us to speak about, drop it in the comments or
definitely
just tell us. I mean,
definitely. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Definitely.
Make sure you leave a like on the video. And as Nahid said, if you want us to discuss anything, just leave in the comments below. Feedback as well. Feedback as well. If you like the camera angles, if you want us to change the setup a bit, whatever you want. I mean, we're just starting out.
If there's anything like in particular that people want to speak about, or people want us to speak about, we can even try and get like some people on.
Yeah, guests on as well, stuff like that. Yeah, we're looking into all of that right now.
The good thing is, being at uni, you have like a massive net. You can
network of people.
A good network of people. So.
But obviously under all the safety requirements for COVID.
Of course.
But make sure you share our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate if you can share it with your friends.
We're trying to reach our target subscribers. We won't disclose it yet, but once we hit, we will disclose it to you.
I think this week we'll try and get some timestamps out on the videos.
Yeah,
some of the feedback
that's
we've had
important thing actually.
The videos are quite long. But at the same time, we don't want to compromise on the quality of the content.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing is we'll try and timestamp our videos going forward.
I mean, think of it this way: just use this podcast as like something you have on in the background. You're doing your own thing. You're studying. You're doing your chores. You're doing something, but you just have two of us talking. About the most random stuff.
Yeah, we do just want to just entertain you guys.
Entertain.
Yeah, we want to inform and entertain. If there's any way that we can make it more entertaining and more cool for you guys, just let us know.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should end it there. Thank you for watching again. Subscribe, like, keep sharing the video, as always, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
All right, bye guys.